What a difference a few months can make after a miserable start to the season. The Toronto Raptors are suddenly one of the hottest teams in the league with 8 wins in their last 10 games. All right, Lindsay Dunn joins us courtside now at Scotiabank, and you've got a smile on your face on this one. Lindsay, the Raps are getting set to host the New York Knicks, and the organization is drawing praise both on and off the court.
Yeah, that's right. Raptors President and Vice Chairman Masai Ujiri. It's a busy week for him because there's this thing called the NBA trade deadline going on. Like you mentioned, they're hosting the Knicks. They're also playing here on Wednesday night. Now, while his phone is probably ringing like crazy, he still finds time to help impact youth not only in Canada but around the world. His foundation, Giants of Africa, recently teaming up with Canada Goose, where 100% of the proceeds are going towards the foundation's mission. Talk about the deeper meaning behind the actual collaboration and the designs. I know we see the dream big on the back.
Well, we set out to build 100 courts in Africa, and that court is very special in South Igu, in Alego, Kenya, and what it means for those kids, obviously powerful voices, what they stand for, the pattern of the court, and bringing it out in like a collaboration. But when I think of Africa in general, we see everything that happens there, and like empowering the youth to believe in themselves, because I believed in myself, and we have to teach that.
Masai and the not-for-profit foundation recently celebrated their 10th Giants of Africa night at Scotiabank Arena.
It's incredible. Celebrating Nelson Mandela and what he means to us, and us not forgetting him, making sure this youth don't forget who Nelson Mandela is, and just what he embodied, selflessness. He encouraged youth. He fought for all things, like human rights, and that's something that I've taken pride in as not only an African, but even somebody in this world, like that once we all try to do good.
Now to a little bit of basketball news. Raptors' Gradey Dick was recently named to the Rising Star Showcase at the upcoming All-Star Weekend.
It's great. It's, when you're building a program and we're in a rebuilding phase, and you see one of the young players, grow, like through highs and lows, and he has gone through them, but the hard work, all what I think we Raptors, the culture, everything that embodies, and how he's really taken that on, like a happy kid, somebody that really is jolly, and wants to do good, a competitor, like Mr. Basketball in the U.S., and now, like he jumps to the next stage, and this is just a path, like it's a growing stage, and we're pretty proud of him.
Alongside Gradey in the Rising Star Showcase in San Francisco will be Canadians Zach Edey and Leonard Miller. That will be taking place, like I mentioned, in San Francisco next weekend.
Well, what a difference a few months can make. After a pretty miserable start to the season, the Toronto Raptors are suddenly one of the hottest teams in the league with 8 wins in their last 10 games. And Lindsay Dunn joins us courtside at Scotiabank Arena, where the Raps are getting set to host the New York Knicks. And Lindsay, one of the team's young players is getting some recognition.
Absolutely. A lot of excitement surrounding the Toronto Raptors right now and the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have 2 players on it that will be going to the 2025 All-Star Game in San Francisco. And the Raptors, well, they'll be sending Gradey Dick, who will be participating in the Rising Star Showcase on the Friday night. I had the chance to exclusively speak to Toronto Raptors President and Vice Chairman Masai Ujiri about the news.
It's great. It's, when you're building a program and we're in a rebuilding phase, and you see one of the young players, grow, like through highs and lows, and he has gone through them, but the hard work, all what I think we Raptors, the culture, everything that embodies, and how he's really taken that on, like a happy kid, somebody that really is jolly, and wants to do good, a competitor, like Mr. Basketball in the U.S. and now, you know, like he jumps to the next stage, and this is just a path, you know, like it's a growing stage, and we're pretty proud of him.
Now, Lindsay, the same night Gradey will be in the Rising Star Showcase, the NBA also has scheduled its Celebrity All-Star Game, and the rosters for those teams were released today.
That's right. There's two pretty notable musicians that will be taking part in the Celebrity All-Star Game. Noah Kahan, who was just nominated for a Grammy Award. He had the song called Stick Season. You couldn't pretty much get away from for the last 2-3 years. He had a sold-out show here at Scotiabank Arena. And then also Shabuzi. That is another song that was just nominated for a Grammy. He absolutely rocked the stage performing a melody of his hit songs. He will be participating in the All-Star Celebrity Game, but Cynthia, I wanted you to take a look at the rest of the roster that was announced today for the Celebrity All-Star Game that will be taking place in San Francisco, and see if you can name any of them. Like, there are a couple of athletes that are well known, but this is this moment when I saw the list earlier today where I realized how out of touch I am with the world and not cool I am. So I'm curious, how many do you know on the list?
Well, you know what? I hate to say it, but I'm having a problem reading it from where I'm sitting, Lindsay. I can't tell. Or maybe that's just my excuse because I don't know any of them, but sorry, I missed them. Which ones do you know? Any of them?
Like, you would put Jerry Rice on there, who's actually going to be one of the coaches. Of course, he is a retired NFL great. You have Matt Barnes, who, you know, he used to play in the league. He is a champion, and he played with Golden State Warriors, so it makes sense why he would take part in the Celebrity All-Star Game. But it's been funny to read the online reaction from fans being like, who are half of these people? They don't know who they are, so I didn't feel as bad. But you have some influencers. You even have a Canadian artist that will be on the roster. But Cynthia, I think what the world wants to know right now is, what are your dunk skills like? Because maybe we could get you in a first-class ticket. You could participate in this because you're the biggest celebrity I know. I have a signed picture of her, everyone, on my desk at home, and that is not a joke.
I love it. I love it. Well, this is all lots of fun. How's your dunking?
So it's terrible. I retired a couple years ago. I blew up both my knees. Like, I'm just gonna not embarrass anybody by dunking over them. Okay. I'll leave that to, you know, the professionals.
Got it. All right. Thanks so much, Lindsay.